You know, I think any of our viewing audience, and I'm Rick Bullock with Bedford Positively, and I'm joined here by Mitch Tack and our fearful little mascot Joey, and Bob Shagnon and CJ Clardy. As I said, you know, most of you know us, and we do a lot of lighthearted things, and that's all well and good. But today we're welcoming you to Livingston Park in Manchester, inasmuch as the American Cancer Society's 100th anniversary this year. And we were honored and pleasured to be asked to be the videographers and the narration component for this year's Relay for Life. So we are joined by so many people here. We are starting, the festivities actually start very shortly at 6 this evening. We'll roll through until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we will be here, our presence will be here throughout the night. So I'm really hopeful that you will enjoy this show. Barb, you want to give us a quick rundown on other things that will be going on?
Well, just off the top of my head, I know that they stay here through the night. Many of these folks are cancer survivors themselves. They're here to support family members and or friends they haven't yet met. They have events planned for every hour. I believe there's like a luau hour, a Halloween hour where they'll all go trick-or-treating through the different tents that are set up. I believe there's a walk at the beginning of it. There's candle lighting at, I want to say midnight, but I could be wrong. Is it 9? But there's a lot going on all night long to keep everybody perky and peppy, and you'll see a lot of support here for each other, a lot of hugs, probably some tears, but this is to celebrate birthdays. This is to fight the fight of cancer that many of these people are going through, have been through, and we want to give them kudos, we want to give them coverage, and we want you to know that they are here for you if you should need them. And let's wish them all a happy birthday and a wonderful night of togethership.
Absolutely, Barb. And the other thing is, you know us as Bedford Positively, but on that same issue, this is a regional effort. This celebration of life, as Barb put it. So we are here as Bedford Positively, but we are celebrating the entire Manchester region, including Bedford, for the American Cancer Society. So we look forward to you watching this program, enjoying this program. We'll see you at the end, but in the meantime, please keep everyone here and everyone you meet during this program in your prayers and in your heart. And we will look forward to seeing you later. Thank you.
Samantha Granville, so she can sing the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night
now like to introduce Dr. Karen Leiby from Norris Cotton Cancer Center to share a few words.
So thank you, and first of all, it's a privilege to be here tonight and at your Relay for Life. I do represent Dartmouth-Hitchcock Norris Cotton Cancer Center, which is a tongue twister. And I want to take this opportunity to personally thank all of you for your efforts to fight cancer and your support of cancer research. I too have watched friends and loved ones struggle with this disease, and watching their courage through this journey and wanting to do something to help them is one of the reasons I became a scientist and a cancer researcher. When I first moved to New Hampshire, I started working on new drugs for the prevention and treatment of cancer, and initially working on lung and breast cancer. I was especially interested in compounds that block inflammation, which contributes to the initiation of many diseases, including cancer. And soon after I arrived at Dartmouth, a new model of pancreatic cancer was developed, and it soon became apparent that this new model was going to be a very important tool for studying and developing new drugs for this devastating disease. And as a new investigator, I was able to apply for and was awarded funds from the American Cancer Society raised by events such as this, and start this new challenging project. Although progress is working much slower than any of us would like, one of the drugs developed at Dartmouth has actually been in the clinic for treatment of cancer, including some patients with pancreatic cancer. So I wanted to thank you personally for your work in supporting the American Cancer Society, and especially young investigators such as myself, who are trying to start new high-risk projects in a very tough economic environment. So thank you again for your support.
Okay, thank you very much.
couple brave survivors here who have been through the journey and perhaps are still going through the journey. And we just thought we'd talk to them a little bit and let them share some of their stories. This is Sue. Sue, would you like to say hello?
Hello, everybody. I am a 3-year cancer survivor. I got diagnosed in November of 2010, and I had to go through 6 months of chemo and 6 weeks of radiation. I've lost a lot from my lymph nodes, too. I've had implant surgery, too. But it's a story that everybody at that stuff we should be fighting cancer. I've had friends that passed away from breast cancer. And I've had my parents and my brother that had lung cancer.
I think that cancer affects a lot of us, some more ways than we realize. And there are stories here. There's a lot of strength to be found here at the Relay for Life. Have you ladies been here for a few years?
I've been coming since I was diagnosed in November 2010. I was weak at the time the first time, but this is 3 years for me. 3 years of coming here for me.
Okay. And Donna, how about you?
3 years.
And do you find that you get a lot of support here from people that you may never have met, never have seen, and who are going through the same journey that you've been going through? Mm-hmm. Well, that's nice to know. Do you see them outside of here, or is this basically the only place where you see those?
See them, because they're in our yoga class and strength training class. We go through the CMC wellness program.
Okay.
And Yoga and Terry are yoga instructors. It's yogacaps.org. They've been with us through the whole journey. So I've been going there since 2010, and I had breast cancer twice. In 2000 and 2010, exactly on the same day I was diagnosed, on April 7th, 10 years to the day. And I just thank my lucky stars I'm still here, and God gave me another day, and I'll do whatever I can to talk to women that are just getting diagnosed, because I think they need that support and that love, so I want to do that.
Well, ladies, we thank you for being here, and if anybody out there needs to find some support, please feel free to contact the local Cancer Society. Here in Manchester, you'll find some of the contact information scrolling across your screen, but you may find folks that you've never met before to be a great source of strength, support, hope. And ladies, happy next birthdays.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, when we were first asked to do this this videography, we had a group from the American Cancer Society come to Bedford Positively headquarters at the moderator's house in Bedford. And this gentleman came with them, and You know, Nick, I was so happy to hear that you got an award early tonight, and that's great. But, you know, for practical purposes, Nick, you know, there's so many stories here that we've been blessed with hearing tonight. Why don't you tell us your story, okay?
Well, I'm a 18-year cancer survivor, and I was diagnosed when I was 4, and we found out I had a brain tumor on my optic nerve, which is right where you see, so it gives me visual problems and many other disabilities. So through my life, it's been hard with school, work, you know, everything, but I make it a positive and live, love, laugh. That's my favorite saying. And I've had 3 surgeries, as you can see right up here, 2 surgeries. And then my last one I had right here, it's a optic surgery of last year, December. So it's been tough, but you know, I'm fighting back, and I love doing Relay for Life, and I started 6 years ago because one of my best friends was diagnosed with cancer, and sadly she passed away the summer, and that's one of the reasons why I do Relay, and I'm still doing it 6 years, and I've raised over $3,000, and you know, I love doing it and meeting awesome people like you, you know, and I love doing it.
Well, you know, Nick, one of the things that we found in being here is the stories and the emotion and the happiness and the faith and all the things that are so generating around this track tonight. You know, it just it's a wonderful thing, and we're so fortunate for all of us on staff to be a part of this, and you know, a part of what you and Bianca and so many other people are doing. So I mean, you know, it's for anyone who is missing this year, we hope that they'll come next year, because that will be the 101st anniversary as opposed to just the 100th.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, again, we're taken back by so much of what we're seeing here and hearing here, and you know, stories such as yours. You know, my dad is a 33-year survivor, as I told you, and you know, people have got to realize that you know, cancer is a dreaded word, but it isn't necessarily a death sentence. That you can strive and you can survive, and with all the help that is coming forth now and the research, you know, people have just got to keep faith and keep their fingers crossed.
Have more birthdays, and it's a beautiful thing. Sadly, it's tough for the families, and it's really hard, but you know, it's how life, you know, and it just makes me and everybody in my life love life even more, because you don't know what happens the next day, next minute. So I live, love, laugh every single day, and love to meet new people, you know, and make people happy and smile. And I love to see other people laugh, you know. It just makes me feel so good. And you know, that's the biggest thing, to live each day to the fullest and love it, you know.
And that's really what I think is the message coming through from so many people here today. It's the case where, you know, it used to be, and as I remember way back when, that you know, if you got cancer, it was basically a death sentence, and you know, you lasted as long as you could, and that was the end of it. But thanks to so many advancements and so much research and so many supporters, as we're seeing here tonight, cancer is being beaten. Whether it's going to be today or tomorrow or next week, we can't tell. We don't have that crystal ball. But for practical purposes, to be able to be with this group is just enlightening, it's uplifting, and you're right.
That's why we relay, to end cancer, and each dollar adds up to a lot, you know, and I love doing it, and makes me feel so happy, you know. Every dollar I make, you know, I sell candy around. Everybody calls me the Candy Man. So it's fun just to, you know, talk to people, you know, and tell them my story and inspire them to live life to the fullest. And, you know, it's amazing.
Well, Nick, I'll tell you, we're here this year, and you know, anybody wants us, we'll be back next year,
Definitely
and
want you.
we'll look forward to seeing you again next year, my
yes,
friend.
Definitely.
Okay, take care, Nick.
Thank
you.
you.
And we are going to be here for quite a while longer tonight, and we're going to be bringing you more stories. So stay tuned. You know, I think out of all the programs that we've done in the last 14 months since Bedford Positively has been in operation, perhaps this has had the biggest effect on any of us as staff people. Long night, but truly well worth it. You know, it's difficult sometimes to put all the emotions into words, and particularly when you're surrounded by a gathering of people such as we're seeing here, and we're talking hundreds, that are just giving out so much emotion and so much hope and so much friendship. You're somewhat taken back, and I think very humbled from our perspective as Bedford Positively. Bob, you know, I want you know the boys to talk too, but what are you taking away from this now that we've been here?
Well, I think those of us who have not been directly affected by cancer may see it as depressing, but I think it's not. It's very positive. It's very upbeat. It's hope. It's life. And there's a lot more to it than tears. There's be positive, not just Bedford Positively, but every individual has to be positive and fight the fight. And there's a lot of support from friends, strangers, family. You may find you have strangers that become your family when you're going through something like this. And it's unfortunate that we have to have these events, but it's great to see the support that's here for everybody. CJ?
Yeah, I met a lot of people tonight who went through this struggle. And it's very courageous that they came out here to show support like this.
And Mitch?
I've been up all night. I just want to sleep, in short. But I've met a lot of people tonight. They've told me some very, very sad stories, but it is just amazing how much they've been through in this short period of time. And I'd like to make an announcement for everybody. Somebody who's been on our show in the past, Zach Bartholomew, has recently been cleared of cancer himself, so I thought this would be an appropriate time to bring that one up. Back to you, Rick.
That's great news because you kept that one to yourself. We didn't know about Zach, and that is Zach has been with us on a number of shows, and it just goes to show that, you know, as I said in the beginning, keep everybody that you see here, everybody that you hear, keep them in your hopes and your prayers, people, because there but for the grace of God go any of us. I look at my dad, and he's a 33-year cancer survivor. And at 91, he will most likely bury me. But that being said, keep everybody in your hearts and your prayers, and we'll be seeing you soon. Thanks for joining us.
And happy birthday.
And happy birthday, American Cancer Society. And we'll see you next year for the 101st birthday.